please, Bucky, we're rolling.
Cameras are rolling.
Action.
Hey, Mark.
Now we're ready.
The key was to make this a George Romero zombie movie. He created the genre. He's the icon. He's the Hall of Famer, and he's the standard.
The first time, it just looked like you grabbed and you just went, ah! What it needs to be is, ah! And then he clobbers him.
George is a great storyteller. He's a great craftsman. He's a sensational stylist. And of course, if you're going to make a zombie movie, he's the guy you want to have make it.
There's something self-reflective in what George has to say and what he says about society in his zombie movies. So there's the gore, there's the fun, there's some jokes.
Be a sport. Give us a bite.
There's some scares. But if you want it, it's, you know, it's reflective about society today, and I think he elevates the genre in that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but it's more than just a close-up.
Oh, okay.
Fires his gun.
So we can only do after we do this.
George wears his legendary status very lightly. You know what I'm saying? There's no sense from George at all that he's the living legend that he is.
I was just great. Perfect.
Thank you.
I'm used to making these movies, just, you know, trying to convince friends to come and be in this thing. And all of a sudden, Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo and Ozzy and John Simon want to do it. You know, I'm going, you're crazy, but come ahead.
Thank you. Thank you guys both. Great.
Thank you, George.
Great stuff.
Thematically is what this film is about, a bunch of people trying to live as though nothing has changed, or at least, you know, that's what the administration believes. The protagonists understand that the world has completely changed. There's an administration, sort of a self-styled government. There's the big man, Kaufman, Dennis Hopper's character.
Dead Reckoning has been stolen by your second in command. I want him captured or killed, and I want my $2 million piece of equipment returned.
I've always admired George Romero. You know, his film came out around the same time as Easy Rider came out. I think a little bit before, maybe. But it's a thrill working with him, too. It's fun.
Guys, we getting close?
Yeah.
There.
God, I should never do
What is it?
I hope I don't get too... It's apple juice.
Oh, okay.
I met Dennis one day. We wound up chatting mostly about the 60s. We're both guys who I think were disappointed that the 60s didn't work out the way we expected they would. So we wound up just, in that meeting, we hardly ever talked about the script, except Dennis said, you know, I don't want to go over the top with this guy. And he said Rumsfeld, you know, he said, I'll play him like Rumsfeld. And I said, that's exactly where I'm going with this. Is the Bush administration.
Fucking spit bastard.
Zombies, man. Creep me out.
I started watching his movies when I was about 8 years old, because we had tapes at home, so I would sneak the Betamax and Dawn of the Dead, and so I grew up with his movies.
A moment to him.
Ozzy I've known since she was knee-high, because her dad basically caused my Dawn of the Dead to happen. Dario brought me to Rome, and I wrote the first draft of the script for Dawn of the Dead in Rome, in a little apartment where Dario put me. And then he came to Pittsburgh. We collaborated on a film called Two Evil Eyes, and he brought Ozzy with him when she was, you know, toddling about. So I've known her for a long time, so she feels like family. She's great, she's wonderful.
I grew up in horror film sets, and there's a certain smell to fake blood and to this kind of makeup and the glue that they use that, for me, it reminds me of my childhood. and I feel secure. I feel secure around zombies.
Night of the Living Dead was a masterpiece, and then I feel like he's reached another level, another climax in this one. He's at the top, and working with him, he's such a gentle man. You know, he's in his mid-60s, and he gives more than any of the young guys. Is kicking ass, all night shoots, all exteriors, smoking, chain smoking like a fiend, just on coffee. You know, he looks like an old basketball player, and with the big, giant glasses that see everything. He says he's deaf out of one ear. I don't know if that's a trick or what, just to be able to listen in on everybody, because he always hears everything and catches you. Son of a bitch, you fucked me over, didn't you? So you better fucking let me in and give me a nice place. I'll crush the life out of you.
Maybe we should talk about this when you're a little less excited.
Cut. Great. Got it. One more safety on the wide.
He's the big daddy of the genre, right? He created it. So it's awesome. He's a great guy, too. He's really a great guy. Easygoing guy. Knows what he wants. Great director. It's a pleasure and an honor, George, to work with you. To bring Big Daddy to life. Oh!
And once I start with the gun, continue with it. Stay with it. Okay.
As soon as you say to George Romero zombie movie, it really opens up the parameters and the constraints and restrictions on the type of film it can be. It can be politically incorrect. It can have a bit of a go at this. It can push things a little bit too far in that way. It can be violent. There's some moments when you go, you just wouldn't get away with that in any other movie than a George Romero zombie movie. I mean, seriously, you would not get away with it. But for me, to be on the set in those moments is kind of like, I feel like a kid. This is good, you know. This is good fun.
Once again, Simon, stand by.
33 takes 3.
Action, Simon.
Look, I'm telling you straight out, and you know, and this isn't just bullshit for the DVD. I've had so much fun on this movie.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12.
Favorite part has been on a freezing night in the water. That was wonderful. It was awesome. Yeah, in the freezing water, coming out, hunting down the bad guys.
We're laughing now. We won't be laughing later.
We also have our makeup.
So at this point, it's just going there, you know. It's just straight ahead, getting there, getting there.
I've worked on a few zombie movies, so I'm kind of a trained zombie.
I'm here doing dive safety. So when there's performers in the water, or crew in the water, we just stand in the water with them and make sure everything's okay.
I find it warmer in the water than out here.
Yeah, we've got dry suits on, but we feel a little sorry for the people who don't, because the water gets cold.
Let's go. You got short hair, you can go right in.
On the far side, come in as well. Put a little bit more distance between you and the next person. Okay, everybody just hold it there for a moment, please. And we're going to have a look through the camera.
The camera needs to go in.
Action, guys. Action, zombie.
You know, George is a master editor, and I think that's what makes his films so great to watch, because there's so much detail. He shoots so much coverage.
Hey, Mark. Bravo, Mark. Charlie, Mark. Background action.
I went to your garage. There's nothing there. Your guys aren't there, and my car isn't there.
Immediately when I wrote this character of Charlie, I said, Robert Joy is the guy. And there was some resistance, because they said, well, he doesn't look like a burly. He doesn't look like a fighter, you know? I said, but this guy doesn't need to be that. He's like a savant. He has a particular skill. He's an amazing marksman.
He's very appreciative of everything an actor brings to it. And his ideas are often like, ooh, this would be cool. Why don't you try this little look or that little look? And his ideas are like jewels because there's something that you wouldn't have come up with ever. And as soon as you hear it, you think that's absolutely right.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Let me try that.
Oh, it is? Shot.
He revels like in a childlike way in the Halloween aspects of it. He's got to get all that right. But you see his intellect and his vision clicking, you know? You see it all the time. He's always trying to hold on to how this story is best told to get his vision across.
You can't tell the zombies how to move. I mean, yeah, here you are, you got 50 zombies staring at you, and if I say, okay, so you're dead, so you want to walk like that's as far as it goes. If I do that, 50 people will do that. So what I always say is, you know, use your own imagination. You know, you're stiff.
Every single person was there because they wanted the movie to be good. They were there for George. Nobody was there out of personal gratification or out of ego. Everybody was there because they want George to have a great movie.
We need to continue the zombie spin into
That's
place.
really what most of my motivation on this film was, is that because I just wanted to do a film with George and contribute to a successful movie for him.
I'm just having a good time. I'm just the guy having a good time. I don't know. I'm not a Hollywood guy. I don't crave any of that shit, man. I don't crave that sort of notoriety or anything. I mean, God, if I could stay under the radar, you know, I'd like to play at the $2 betting window, you know? I don't want to play for that $100 million hit.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm John Leguizamo, and here we are, the set of, it used to be called Dead Reckoning, now it's called Land of the Dead. And I'm gonna give you a little tour of what's happening, what's going on behind the scenes, what people are really thinking. And we'll see if we can get into George's mind. Not Curious George, not George W., George Romero. That's right, come with me, let's get out of here. These are my zombie friends who I have a lot of affection for. Poor guy. Look at him, dead. How long? This is the guy who bit me, isn't it? This is the guy who bit me, you fucking bastard. I love him. He bit me. He's the guy who bites me in the movie and turns me into a zombie, and then I go and kill Coffin. Get the hell out of here. This is the little fucker. Ah, you think you're so bad now, huh? Where's your friends? Where's your Greg Nicotero, huh? And she's hot, too. Look at her. You ever seen a hotter chick like that? Look at that, man. Yeah, baby. Ew, disgusting. Get out of here, man. We're gonna have a private moment. Let's get out of here now. Let's go someplace. We're gonna go where they make this stuff. Greg Nicotero and his boys. We're gonna check it out. Come on, come over. Here we are, where all the zombiness happens in most movies. It's the special effects trailer. This is some of the zombie body parts. Like, look at this. Some of the zombie heads. You getting paid well? Not really. Look how they do the bone, man. Look how realistic that is. What do you call it? You don't call it a dummy, do you?
That's a severed leg prop.
See, severed leg prop. That's how much he loves this shit. And the burn. Look at the burn. The detail to the burning of flesh. Now, you play Pretty Boy. He plays Pretty Boy, but there's nothing boy about it, as you can see. Right, Tony? That's right. That's Tony Munch. Like the painting that with Monk, like that. He plays Anchor. Given the two faces that you give in the movie.
So this is the happy pretty boy. And
She's on. She's on.
That's business.
This is the original poster, the thing that made George Romero a legend, Night of the Living Dead. Ooh, he had naked ladies back then. We don't have any naked ladies in this flick. Disappointing, man. People are gonna be complaining about that. So what are you doing this flick, man? What are you doing besides?
Doing zombies. All kinds of zombies. This guy.
That's my scene where the dad got bitten by a zombie, commits suicide, then I gotta kill him, but he bites his son and turns him into something, then I gotta kill him and his mom is there. It's a real dysfunctional family kind of thing. Mark Canton.
No. I don't
One of
care
the
what they
biggest
say.
producers in
I
Hollywood.
don't care what they say about Leguizamo. He's just really fucking cool.
Mr. Hopper, how are you?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
It's going very well.
How did that scene go for you?
It was good, John. I just, it's one of my better things I've ever done in my life. I don't know.
It was pretty amazing.
Oh, is there a camera here?
Yeah, no, he was being so honest.
Whose idea was it to come and catch me on a set like this?
Bernie, Peter.
Ah.
The producers, who else would put me up to this shit?
Right on.
You guys gonna work today, or are you gonna just?
No, we're just gonna bullshit.
This is what actors give to get the job, and they rarely look like this picture when you get to see them in real life. There's Simon Baker, the star, right? And look at that. Aja giving us a sexy look. Me, look, oh, tough guy, oh, scary. Look, Dennis Hopper. This is the kid that I get killed. He plays Mike. He thinks he's Tom Cruise. I don't think so. These are the producers of the flick. That's Peter Grunwald, and this is Bernie. No, guys, you were, man. We want to catch you as you really are. Are you looking at some dailies?
I was looking at some dailies, yeah.
What did you think? Can we go back and watch them with you?
Yeah.
Everything's great except your performance is a little uneven.
I said Mario, but it's Mario
Moreira.
Right.
Who's props?
Prop master, yeah.
You had the most.
I had a
you
lot
were
of
prop
fucking
heavy.
props, man. I've always had a gun in every movie I've done. How about Asia with her props? How was she with the props?
She had that wicked G36. Did you see her pit fight? She loved it. You can tell what kind of girl she is though in real life, because after every cut, she was like, big smile. After kicking the shit out of the
You can tell she's like in bed, right? Right. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Now we're going to craft surfaces. Yeah, craft service. You heard me right. It's actually called craft services, but when you eat the food here, it definitely tastes like craft services. No offense. Hello, anybody in here? Anything exciting to eat? What are you making?
Eating some chicken noodle soup.
What does George like to eat? What keeps George going?
Coffee,
Cigarettes
right? and coffee.
That's it.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Wow.
Any chocolate, anything around chocolate? I got some chocolate. I need chocolate.
How about those donuts? Is that George's donuts?
I think it's George.
Oh, so he does. So he does eat. He eats donut holes. What does Simon eat?
Simon eats everything.
He does for real?
2 of everything, actually.
No, I don't believe that scrawny little fuck. So here I am with Donna of the Dead. What do you think people don't know about George? Hello.
George is incredibly funny.
No, don't jump on that, my friend.
He knows what he needs, and so if he says we got it, then you know we have it.
Cameras are good? All right, we got it.
The elusive.
The elusive.
The mysterious.
Reclusive.
The reclusive. Are you reclusive?
Elusive reclusive.
You're a little shy sometimes.
I live in Pittsburgh.
Why the love of the zombies, man? You think it's because of Pittsburgh?
If you come in at her like this, gives her a moment to scream and you're about to bite her.
Because the zombies aren't so villainous in this one. They're not really the villains anymore.
I love them.
They're also different than they ever have been. I mean, the zombies in this flick
They've grown up.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Your
not
babies have grown up, man.
That's it. They're not going to take that shit much longer.
George, thanks so much. Thank you for taking the time.
Please, John. Thank you.
I'm sure everybody would be loving to hear that.
Please. Thank you. Thank you.
Take it easy, man. We got work to do. You know, I like to talk to you a little bit longer, but, you know, I have to earn my keep. All right, so get out of here.
Get our guns, boys!
What the hell is that?
Stop, lad. There's no way out here. No, there's got to be a way through. Over here! Come on, fellas. I know a place. This way.
Hey, Louis. Oh, nice.
Is it?
Hey, Louis. Here, let's see. Okay. Here.
Zombies blow up real good.
Greg brings an amazing dedication to it.
Greg is just about the best in the business.
The makeup is stunning.
The zombies are incredible. He's the best in the world.
Greg is such a nerd. I mean, in the best sense of the word, like nerd, somebody who loves, who's obsessed with this world. He loves this shit. It's his whole world. That's what he lives for, zombies.
George was his mentor. So even though his effects house is as big as you can get in LA, he dropped everything else to do this.
K&B and Nicotero and those guys went, wow.
My name is Greg Nicotero. I'm the special effects makeup designer for Land of the Dead. And we are here at K&B Effects, touring the studio. So this is a partially devoured zombie victim. We created a whole bunch of different variations of not only fake bodies, but then also prosthetics that are worn by actors to simulate chests being torn open and arms being devoured, and a lot of zombie action that occurs in the film. 3, 2, 1, kick. Being a young film enthusiast growing up in Pittsburgh, I was a fan of George's movies.
I went to Rome to write the script for Dawn. My wife and I were out at a restaurant, and this young boy came over to me and said, "Are you George Romero?" In English, he says this, and I said, "Yeah." And he says, my name's Greg Nicotero, and I live in Pittsburgh, and my family." So I met Greg and his family in a restaurant in Rome.
It was full circle for my career to be able to start in 1984 on a George Romero zombie movie, and 20 years later get to the point where I've come full circle and I've been able to work on another film with George in a different capacity. It really meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to George as well. This is a puppet head, and we have various skull pieces, and the idea is that this all gets closed up and all of these pieces get put back together like a big puzzle, and what we have inside is an air mortar that will fill this whole area with blood. So it'll all be closed up. We'll step back here, and then we'll load the air mortar, so you'll get 3, 2, 1, blam!
The way the zombies look in this picture is different from the look of zombies in the past. It's sort of an extension of George's zombie look. Still in the same family, but artistically, Greg has really grown.
The brow is great. That concerned, puzzled, can't get it, don't get it.
He makes the blood as real as possible, the guts and the teeth. I mean, he just goes nuts over it. It's funny, and I love watching him. And when you see the zombies, you see how specific his work is, how detailed.
This was one of the ones that we did where it's a radio-controlled eyes. Wow. So we can definitely get the dead look.
I like what they do with the eyes. It makes sense, you know, that they have white eyes.
Greg Nicotero and Chris Nelson and the crew that put together this and the zombie makeups have thought it through medically in a kind of a scary way as far as I can see.
Greg's dad was a surgeon and wanted Greg to go into medicine. And I think his dad's probably still shooting at me.
For a more advanced zombie, the eyes are much more glazed over. But then for some of the newer ones, we wanted them to look kind of painful. So we went with the red outer rim, and then there's a little bit of blue. Anatomically and physiologically, if you're dealing with a rotting body and the muscle's breaking down and the flesh is breaking down, I wouldn't imagine that they would become more animated. I would imagine they would become less animated. It's harder to walk. They, you know, their muscles don't work like they used to. Their bones are more brittle. We did a whole bunch of good chunky bite marks with some flesh hanging out.
He's always looking to keep the standard up here. Is why do this at all unless we're going to do something new, number one, and something of a certain standard so that it's going to really get to the audience, you know, really kind of entertain them in a kind of a gruesome way.
We've built all the puppets with a reservoir in the back of the head so we can film with blood and This is a fake head of one of our human victims, and it's based on Al Lorenzana, who is a worker here at K&B. We had to make a one-to-one replica of him for a gag in the film where he gets his head torn off by zombies. So what we did was we did a life cast of him in the expression, sort of a pained expression, and ran it out of silicone. Scott Patton painted it, punched all the eyebrows, punched the eyelashes. Ron Pipes and Mark Boley did all the hair work on it to match Al. So the shot in the movie is that you're gonna see a pair of hands come up like this and start pulling and twisting, and then we're gonna cut to a back angle where he actually gets his head torn off.
It's a gore fest. You gotta have the feeding. It was really cool when that guy's neck got ripped off.
Part of the zombie mythology is that if the brain is still alive, the zombie is still alive. So there's one sequence at the opening of the film where, action! Big Daddy grabs the top of one of the zombie's heads right as he's machine gunned across the neck. The body drops and the head is still alive. And Big Daddy turns it towards him, looks at it, and then goes to put it out of its misery, so he drops it and stomps on it.
We've got a really interesting gag where one of our stunt performers is a double amputee, and we did a gag where his legs get ripped off as a truck backs up, you know, with prosthetics and gore unit. And we see him on the ladder of the truck as it takes off over the bridge.
A zombie, a goth zombie, jumps at me. So we had this big fight. I punched the hell out of him, And I take my CO2 and put a harpoon through his head. I love that shit.
There's a scene where Riley's lowering the bridge for Dead Reckoning to get back into downtown Pittsburgh, and the bridgekeeper zombie steps out and grabs him, and he's missing an arm and he's missing half of his face, and they struggle and wrestle, and then Riley dispatches him with chopping his head off.
The pre-zombie grabs the Manolete character, and his head comes and flips up over, and he bites the guy on the shoulder, and then his head comes back and he gets shot through the chest and then takes the hit, you know, through his head. That kind of gag, which you really just haven't seen in one of these movies before, that, you know, me as a fan of the genre, you go, okay, that's a great idea.
Don't go underneath the bone there, but yeah, go like you're pulling it, reaching into the muscle. Great. My favorite night in the entire shoot was the last night of principal photography, because we were shooting inserts for the ammo mag sequence, and George had always described it as his tableau. He said it's the scene of the original Dawn in the basement, where there's people chewing on limbs and we see bodies and the camera's sort of searching through and we're seeing all these horrific, hellish images. So the way that we laid the entire sequence out was we had 6 different vignettes, and the idea was that the flashlight comes in and shines across the vignettes, and as it does, we see one guy whose legs have been devoured and he's being eaten by 2 zombies. And we see another girl who's eating an arm, and then we see another 2 people that are eating someone, and then we see a guy stick his hand down a victim's throat and pull his tongue out. That was the most fun I had the entire show, because I thought we were getting some really good juicy bits that the fans would like. And me being a fan of George Romero movies, aside from being able to be a co-worker, those were the shots that I knew I would want to see in a zombie movie. So it was a lot of fun.
He really was there to, you know, really make it happen as best he could. And, you know, it's worth a lot.
Greg, a great artist, and he has an awesome team, wonderful team. Hardworking, diligent, thorough. You guys did a great job. Without you and George and the whole crew, that wouldn't be a movie.
Hello there, I'm Simon Pegg, the star and co-writer of the film Shaun of the Dead.
And I'm Edgar Wright, the director and co-writer of the film Shaun of the Dead.
So where are we going today then?
We are going to Toronto to film our cameo in George Romero's Land of the Dead.
We're going to Canada to be in Land of the Dead. It's amazing. And we're going to meet George Romero and hang out with all the people and the zombies.
So why are these English guys in this movie then?
Well, because George just really appreciates Shaun of the Dead. He loved the movie. We all loved the movie. It brings an interest back to the zombie genre, so to speak, and it was great fun.
No, he really loved the film and really was so happy to get Edgar and Simon to be zombies.
We were prepping the movie and we said, "Oh, you guys should come up and be zombies." And like, really? I said, "Yeah, come up. We'll cast your heads at K&B. We'll do some hero makeups on you guys, specifically sculpted for your faces. And then when we shoot in Toronto, you can come visit." And then, of course, when I came up and I mentioned to George that we had sort of concocted this idea of, oh, the guys should come out and be zombies, he was like, "Great, we just got to figure out where a good place to put them is."
I think us being in the film is as a result of basically spreading the rumour and then getting him to kind of like confirm it
in an interview, basically, as we jokingly kind of suggested to him and other people that we wanted to be zombies in the new film, to the point where that kind of question then became a rumour, which was then asked to George Romero in an interview. I think Empire said to him, "Is it true that Simon and Edgar are playing zombies in Land of the Dead?" And he said, "Yeah, I guess it is. That'd be great."
What's so special about George Romero then?
George Romero is one of my big heroes, and he made one of my favourite films ever, Dawn of the Dead, and of course Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead subsequently. It's the Godfather. It's the Dead Father. And I'm going to be in another film by him.
You know, I just want to be sort of like one of the mob and stuff, so it is a dream come true, and it's, yeah, fantastic.
Here he is.
Hey, here we go. Well, let's go.
We are currently on the set of Land of the Dead.
Yeah, I haven't met.
Hi.
I'm Dennis Jones, line producer.
Hi, Dennis Simon.
Welcome.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Welcome indeed.
And Edgar.
Hey, nice to meet you. How you doing, Dennis?
Pleasure indeed.
Cool.
Whoa. We're looking quite cool, but underneath we're screaming.
Are we rolling? We've just received the call. Turn the TV on. We've just received the call. We're going to go meet the man, George Romero.
How are you? Oh, it's great to see you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Nice
How
to
you
see
doing?
This is Dan. We've been ambushed. Oh, thanks so much for your support of the film as well.
Oh, please.
It's just like...
I told you, I love it. And I've been, talking it up and trying to do as much as I can. Brilliant. This is not just in honor of you being here.
I know.
I've been wearing these every day, they'll tell you.
No, we heard. That's fantastic. Well, thanks so much.
Oh, man, thank you. It's so great that you're here.
It's great.
We're so ready for tomorrow. I didn't get to be a zombie in Shaun of the Dead, you see, so that's why this is now I get to
Oh, you get to be one. Okay.
I know.
Unfortunately, I've been chained.
I know. Well, the best ones are. Bob was chained. He's the greatest zombie ever.
It's just sort of
We got a couple of good ones in this.
Beautiful. Just open up towards George for me, please. Come on.
Open what?
Door, just like that. Here we go again. And shoot it. Flash it. Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
So how the devil was that then?
Oh, it was amazing.
I know, it's really... I think particularly with the jet lag as well, the whole thing is quite overwhelming. It's very sweet.
It was the thing of, like, I don't know, because everyone was there and it was such an amazing moment, but it was that kind of... It felt quite formal because of the,
the crew and stuff.
Not you, but because of the other crew and stuff, and they were quite intense. But it was lovely, and he was so sweet and so sort of shy and, unassuming. It was great, and God, it's just amazing.
We got this as well, which is the important thing. That's the memento.
Well, we've met George Romero, and this is our card.
This is what we did on our holidays.
Hello, Simon. Did you sleep well?
Technically, I've been awake for over 24 hours, and I've still got a night shift to do.
Did you sleep?
Not really, no.
No.
I woke up at like 9 again. It's gonna be a long night. See, look, someone has to help me. I have the distinct privilege of being made up by the maestro, Greg Nicotero, right here.
Hello, I'm a zombie. Now, as you can see, I'm infirmed by necrosis, but it's not all that bad, and after a while you do get used to it. So if you'd like to be a zombie, please come to my trailer and I'll bite you in the face.
What's happening, Simon?
We're going over to the main unit. We've been called. Shaun of the Dead guys to the main unit. Shaun of the Dead guys to the main unit. Get over there right now.
Step aside now. All right, so you're going to, and you go ahead, boys. And you can be going, look, my, my girlfriends, look, and they're all going all to Twitter and everything else. But it's all a big game, big lark for you. I'm well, how are you? Is that okay? Perfect. Okay, just lots of fun.
So, sir, do you think these guys cut it as zombies or what?
Them? Well, I haven't really worked with them yet, so.
We're having an absolutely wonderful time.
You'd think it would be difficult, but it's absolutely brilliant. I'm having a wonderful day, and I hope by the end of the day, I can honestly say I've had the best day of my life. So good luck to me and all of us, and here's to Land of the Dead anyway.
Oh my God. Let me see, Edgar. Oh, nice, man. They look great. Come on, man.
Hey, bro.
Isn't that beautiful, sir? What do you reckon?
It is. Just see it.
Looks great.
No problem.
Was it worth the effort?
Oh yeah.
Getting these.
Because they know how to be good zombies. These guys were great, and everyone was laughing, having a great time, and it came out great. So yeah, we're happy you guys came over.
Right here, guys, right here. I want to make sure. It's got you.
Excellent. Okay. Release these gentlemen.
Hey.
George.
How did they do? Sensational. He actually got a piece.
But yeah, I thought it was funny. I really enjoyed doing that bit because especially because I genuinely wanted to bite the extras. And I sort of said to the girl just before the take, because I thought she needed like sort of loosening up a bit. I said I am going to get you this take, and I think she took it completely at face value. I said, you do realise I am going to bite you in this take? And she went, oh.
But the best bit was when we'd done the first take, and we'd done the rehearsal, I think, and George Romero came up and sort of said, guys, can you just sort of, back away a little bit from her so we can get a shot on the girl and blah blah. And we were sort of like, yeah, nodding. And then he walked away, and we were like, it's directed by George Romero. It was so exciting.
I mean, he cut such an imposing figure on set.
He's so tall.
I know, he's so kind of imposing.
He's a man of that age still relishing, loving doing zombie movies. The kind of the stuff of kids, really. I mean, horror, and it's all like. But he's not only is he loving doing it, he's doing it utterly seriously, without kind of, without bottling out and doing it ironically. He's going for it, and he's treating it with absolute love and dedication, and I just think that's brilliant.
It's amazing that just in terms of the kind of the impact, that it's, I mean, on us and on everybody, you must feel glad that it's,
Of course I do, but I'm still stunned. I just still, even with shooting this film, I keep saying I'm still just playing.
But that's great, though.
That's
So
great.
I'll have one.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's amazing that you get points for that. So what's happening? Is there another, or what's?
I don't think so. No. Mainly because everybody dies at the end. It's kind of like.
Well, then it would have to be like, you know, a whole different group of people.
Yeah, we should
You've
do-
done that already.
yeah.
It's yours. So. Well, listen, we should maybe.
No, well, we don't want to. We don't want to. We know you've got like a.
Oh
long
no,
day.
you guys are. You're catching a plane.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you're making a movie. Yours is more important than us. They know what the pressure is.
But thanks for your time, George. It's been really good.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
your head must be so into the movie and stuff.
Listen, my pleasure. It's wonderful to meet you guys.
You too.
One day we'll get together without. Good. Thanks for doing this. My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
Cheers.
My pleasure.
See
you soon.
Thank you.
Wow, Fox, I thought we'd be traveling a lot better style than this, baby.
At least we're still fucking traveling, brother. What?
Come on, Fox, let's get the hell out of here. Come on, Fox, let's get the hell out of here. What? Can you fucking believe it? Nothing works out the way you want it to. You know, something always comes around the corner and just gets you. It's your choice, bro. Nah, you know, I always wanted to see how the other half lives.
There it is. Let's hope it's still wired into the grid.
Shut the hatch just in case. When I get the bridge down, you come pick me up.
How do you work this thing?
It's just like a video game.
What the fuck are you doing? Making myself useful. Now shoot!
We'll never get in here.
Neither will Riley.
Unlock the roof hatch, pretty boy. Oh, shit. Riley, go for the roof! Riley, go for the roof!
Roll! What are you doing? Forward!
I'm gonna shake these bastards.
This game is rated M for mature.
reports of violence are coming in from neighboring states. The governor is telling everyone to stay in their home. This is not a joke. It appears the dead are coming back to life and eating the flesh of the living.
Reports of walking dead are coming in from around the tri-state area. It is unclear why or how this is happening.
Prepare for the horror. Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green.
Many roads lead to Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana.
Hello? I need to pay for some gas?
But once you are there,
Not bad. I'll be taking care of you for a while.
there's no way out.
Good night, child.
Let me out of here! You can't get away from her!
The Skeleton Key.
Get ready. This one time at band camp for an outrageous slice of the pie.
I'm Steve's brother, Matt. There are 2 Stiflers? Yes, sir.
Coming this December with more fun.
Band camp just got a whole lot better.
More friends.
Sit a little closer, ladies. Welcome to Stifler Vision.
And more romance.
Matt? Oh my God!
American Pie presents
Instruments in such odd places.
Band Camp, featuring the music of Good Charlotte and Snow Patrol.
You're my dog!
Not anymore.
Now, the best Jet Li movie ever will be Unleashed. Rated R.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
The unburied dead are coming back to life, seeking human victims. We don't know how many of them there are.
Do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
We don't really know.
And moving toward the city. There's nothing there, man. They're communicating, they're thinking.
George A. Romero's Land of the Dead.
Zombies, man. They creep me out.